I'd have to say that I love the day-to-day consistencies and inconsistencies. I know that I'm going to have a classroom full of kiddos, but I don't always know what that day is going to hold. Maybe a kid comes in with a desire to learn and to know every little facet of every content question, wishful thinking, or kid maybe comes in and they're having a bad day. They have a heavy heart about something. They just maybe need somebody to listen to. Maybe something's going on that they need somebody to listen. Maybe to offer them some hope. That's probably the highlight of my days. Oh man, favorite part of the day. That has to be drinking my coffee. Tall, dark, bold breakfast blend. Educating the future generations of tomorrow for a brighter future. That's what I mean. Seriously, I just love walking into a classroom and knowing that I have a job that is going to make a difference. I may not get to see those rewards reaped right there with the short time that I have with a group of kids, but just the thought that one may come back and say thanks, or keep me posted on how they're progressing. As long as they're striving to achieve their goals, and I feel like they've benefited from coming through my class, that's more than enough for me. Too many people think that teachers just have all this time on, all this free time, all this time on their hands. Weekends off, you get to leave early every day at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. You get all the holidays off and things like that. But there's so much more to education. Many educators, teachers and administrators drive buses. They teach multiple subjects. They coach athletic teams, attend athletic games, home and away. And then on top of that, a lot of teachers and administrators have their own children that they have to tend to while working with other people's kids. So it's a lot of physical, emotional, and mental stress that I believe very few people could actually handle. If I were not a teacher, what would I be? Hands down, the greatest job I think ever would be to play for the Atlanta Braves. I'm a huge Braves fan, have been since 9 years old, whenever they went from worst to first in '91. But knowing they're not in the market for too many veteran teachers that have not played ball in almost 20 years, I would settle for being a baseball analyst or commentator. I just love studying the game inside and out. There's just so much history with it, and it's a beautiful game. And because I love and I teach chemistry, and I love that. Recently, I made a periodic table to honor the greatest Atlanta Braves of all times. But don't tell anybody. I don't want them to know that I've got this secret nerd living inside of me. Say I've had too many good times to narrow it down to just one. I'd have to say letters, emails, personal visits that students or even parents have made to just thank me, to just say, hey, I appreciate you being there. Really, there's been a lot of those that I can't narrow it down to one. If a child gives you a praise like, you're the main father figure in my life, the predominant male figure in my life, and you've inspired me to do this or that goes a long way. For parents and students to know that they're being entrusted to a teacher, someone they don't really know that well to begin with, and then we spend so much time together that these special relationships are developed. That's priceless. Don't get into teaching if you think it's going to be an easy job. There is nothing easy about this occupation, and I think that's why so few people can actually handle the day in and day out stress. You're going to become pretty much every child's instructor, mentor, coach, psychologist, personal trainer, guidance counselor, hairstylist. Yes, I did cut a kid's hair one time just last year. This profession is truly the highest calling that anyone can have that honor bestowed upon them. It is just such a wonderful, wonderful job. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. I've made a ton of them, probably more times than I've done something right, but students have to know that they're loved. They have to know that the person that's there with them cares about them. The educational foundation, or the foundation for everyone's life has got to be education. By understanding how the world works, everybody can feel empowered and can be a life changer and helping revolutionize our society. It's all about finding your purpose and helping these students to see that they matter and that every precious life shouldn't be wasted. Most embarrassing moment as a teacher. Is that for just today, or is that like collectively? Because way too many to count. Sometimes I really do think I've done a lot more wrong than I've done right. Kids are just too smart, and when we think we know more than they do, or we think we know more about something than we actually do, they're not fools. They pick up on that, and they'll call your bluff. So, I've pretended to know more than I actually did about certain topics, and the kids just don't buy it. It doesn't matter what age they are; they're no fools. I think it's okay to believe that you're to be confident in your abilities, but we should view every person that comes in contact with us, teachers, parents, students, as a building block in our own personal journey, so that we're able to better grow professionally and personally. From Tuscola High School here at Haywood County in Wayne. Just don't ever know. You know that. You kidding me? I'd have to say, I know kiddos. I know that. Hey, this is Dr. Matt Bracewell, coming to you from Tuscola High School and Haywood County Schools here in Waynesville, North Carolina, and I appreciate you watching this video.